Welcome to 0 to 60.
I'm Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 60 Football Academy and 60 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of football.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We are at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much.
All right. 0 to 60. We're rolling. All right, we're rolling here on a Thursday edition of 0 to 60. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. We're down here at the Lab 60. Check out everything at 60academy.com, all over social media at 60 Academy. If you ever have any questions or concerns or want to get involved, or one of our guys got his official offer from CU today, Zane D'Souza. So if you have a kid out there that obviously is looking for an edge, that's what we do. Big ups to Zane. We'll be talking about that later in the show. But we have a lot to discuss today here on 0 to 60 Buffs. On YouTube, you can become a member for $2.99 on top of many other things. So, let's pay some bills with Bet Online, and we're rolling. Let's pay some bills right off the bat before we get going there. Bet Online is our title sponsor. They have been since day one, and they do a great job. They're the number one source for all of your betting needs this season, especially with that lull between, the end of basketball and hockey and football season where it's just baseball. You can really go in and find the best odds on baseball, golf, soccer, and your top fights in the UFC and the MMA, and of course boxing. Every stat, every matchup, everything you need to make an educated bet and try and win yourself some coin is right there at Bet Online. They do an unbelievable job of supporting their clientele, not just trying to bank off of them. They want you to make money. Look, you can also, when you're done, gambling on sports, if you do like to, yell a little monkey, you can go play a little online 21, a little blackjack. You can go to 150 slot games, go test your luck there. Bet Online is the number one source for all of your sporting needs. And if you go use the promo code BLEAV, that's BLEAV, you will get a 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. That's a pretty good deal. Bet Online, the game starts here, and we roll.
Matt, what's going on, man? Happy Thursday. Shout out to Lonnie. Got a new member already.
What's up, Lonnie?
Shout out Lonnie, man. Man, but happy Thursday, man. Fall camp is here. Colorado's underway. Let's get right into it, man. So Colorado's defensive coordinator, Livingston, was asked about Shiloh Sanders' injury. He doesn't really provide much commentary, but go ahead and take a listen here.
We've seen Shiloh Sanders in a non-contact jersey. Could you give us any sort of an update on where he is in the rehab?
It's above my pay grade. You're going to have to say, hey, coach. Yeah, we're in a good spot there. I think Travis could do anything he wants to do. I talked about it. I think Travis is a unicorn. We had a spring academic meeting. Travis goes up there as a 4.0 student. Travis will take every play in practice. I think Travis can do anything. So, yeah, players are by themselves. I'm getting calls about how hard they're working, right? I'm getting pictures of them meeting by themselves. I mean, that doesn't happen everywhere. Again, that's a testament to the culture from the top down, right? Starting with the head coach and working all the way down to me, to the players, to everybody else. So that's really who this building is, so we're very excited.
Matt, your thoughts on this, Shiloh's injury, and then overall the Buffs secondary?
Yeah, I don't care about Shiloh's injury. He's played enough football to miss time in training camp. He'll come back quick. Travis Hunter is a unicorn. Mm-hmm. Travis Hunter's a bad man. Mm-hmm. Travis Hunter's not fucking around. So, I think that they have the potential to not only have the best receiving core in the country, but they have the potential to have the best defensive backfield in the country too. The skill players on this team are just insane. I mean, if there's one thing Coach Prime can do is he can just rope in skill players left and right, just pulling them from everywhere, man. These kids are special. So I'm just praying to God that the offensive and defensive lines can keep up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you. Talk about Coach Livingston. How do you think, the defense will be – do you think it'll be improved under Livingston? He comes from the Bengals, being a former coach with the Bengals. How do you think he'll impact that Colorado defense?
Look, you can have a great secondary and still have a shitty defense if your front seven can't stop anybody. And we leaked like a sieve last year. So, look, last year going into all of this, we were really cute. We looked great. But when it got to the nit and gritty of probably the best season in the Pac-12 ever, I mean, let's be real. The teams in the Pac-12 last year were fucking dynamite. We played damn near all of them. We got exposed, man. We got our asses kicked up front. It wasn't because of our skill players. I mean, Travis Hunter was the unanimous All-American, for God's sakes, and Shador had the best passing season in history. So it's not because of them. It's because our trenches were god-awfully soft.
Right.
And I would say that, and people would like get mad at me about it. Like, are you watching this shit? So that there's a reason why they replaced all 5 offensive linemen. There's a reason why they got a new defensive line coach and brought in Warren Sapp on top of that. There's a reason why they went and got new guys everywhere. So,
hey, new member, shout out Simple Gifts.
Appreciate you too, brother. Hey, just keep it up. Come on, become a member. We got Nick needs shoes. But look, Livingston is a young coach. He's coming from the NFL where the expectation is do your fucking job or we're going to replace you, period. So that's the way I think it should be done anyway. And if you're not going to do your job, you're going to lose your fucking job. So I hope that they have the depth on the offensive and defensive lines to go out and compete with the teams that they have to play this year. So we're going to see when, it's on when your nuts are on the table and everything's on the line. We'll see. And a good barometer of this is a team that's going to play bully ball is week 1. So it's like, I know everybody's worried about North Dakota State. You fucking should be worried about North Dakota State. They're real. They're going to line up and try and smash face. Go look in the last 10 times they played Power 5 or Power 4 schools. They have won like 9 out of 10 of them.
Yeah. They're legit.
They won in Manhattan. They went to Iowa State and beat the fucking piss out of Iowa State one time. I mean, so it's a risky move to schedule them in the first place, but that happened years ago. So you got to do what you got to do. This is who you open with. So it's good to see that that's going to be the test early, but Livingston will do well if his players play well. Last year, the addition of Coach Prime and Shador and Shiloh and Travis Hunter, amongst others, improved the team not only from a cultural standpoint. Everybody loves them now, and everybody's a Colorado fan. But they improved the team by 3 wins. And at least we looked like a respectable football team again. Losing 6 games by 1 score every game is in the fourth quarter, and you're sitting there gritting your teeth, right? Even the TCU game was one of the most incredible CU games I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
I was with Sam Wilder, who I played with, Sean Tufts, who I played with at Sam's house. Mm-hmm. And it was fucking insanity. It was insanity. So last year was special. The Nebraska game, the CSU comeback, and then they hit the skids, and we really get to see now what they're built on. And that's part of this is all the new coaches and new faces need to understand the trials and tribulations of last year can't be forgotten. They need to be built on. So
yeah,
hopefully that's what they did.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's a result-oriented business, like you mentioned. If Livingston wants to keep his job, he's got to get results. And I mean, he's got all the pressure in the world, as does the rest of the Colorado football program. Let's move forward here. You mentioned that if Colorado's defense is going to have success, they got to figure out their issues within the trenches. This offseason, Colorado brought in Coach Warren Sapp, and he's, I wanted you to discuss his impact here. Here you see him working with the D-line here. Discuss his impact, how he'll impact Colorado's defensive line, specifically with that 3 technique position where he played.
Look, I love football. It's awesome. He's trying to help his coach up. And Warren Sapp's a Hall of Fame 3 technique, and Coach Lewis is a former first rounder. And I played with Coach Lewis in St. Louis for a small time, for the time that I was there before West Nile virus. That was fun. But Coach Sapp, look, how can these kids not get better if they want to? If you have any talent inside of you and you're at the University of Colorado, you're recruited by this group, all right, they're not out there recruiting just some fucking guy. Mm-hmm. They're trying to bring in dudes, and everybody looks like a dude out there to me. It looks like a real football team again. So I just look at all this and I don't see how you can't get better. Mm-hmm. So, it's impossible not to improve when you have that kind of greatness around you and when you have those kind of guys pushing you, because every kid standing there playing in Colorado uniform is looking at Warren Sapp going, well, fucking 30 years, that's where I want to be. I want to have a gold jacket. I'm going to listen to this dude. I want to go in the first round. I'm going to listen to Coach Lewis. It's just the way it works.
Yeah. And I mean, I made a video on this months ago talking about Coach Sapp. I mean, I know, as a kid my age, if I was a defensive lineman and I was coming out, I would look at Coach Sapp like, hey, that's exactly who I want to be. So I'm going to, listen to his instructions. He's going to teach me habits that others won't be able to, because he's been there and done that. So I'm going to really take that and run with it. How do you think that'll impact, specifically the 3 techs on that defensive line?
Well, as a former 3 technique there, I'll tell you, it's, if you don't have a man at that position, you're going to lose. Mm-hmm. Period. So it was Bannon before Brayton, and I was right after Brayton, and it was, George Hippolyte right after me, and then it was Mustafa Johnson. And if you don't have a dude at that position, you're fucking dead. Mm-hmm. So no offense to some guys I didn't, mention or anything. Will Precheck was a great 3 technique there. Actually, another guy got moved to offense. But at the same time, you got to be able to control the B gap, because it's a sieve point. If you can't control the B gap on offense, look what happens last year when you have 2 weak guards and you can't control the B gap. You average 2 fucking yards a carry. When you can control the B gap with 3 technique, you dominate offensive lines. When you have an offensive line that can control the B gap and double team the fuck out of 3 techniques, and even take a good 3 technique and make them average the way, like, let's see, my senior year, we went into the Big 12 title game to play Oklahoma, okay? And Oklahoma brought out Davin Joseph, Jamal Brown, Jason White, J.D. Runnels, and Adrian Peterson, okay? So Davin Joseph and Jamal Brown are both first-rounders, and the center is Chris Chester, who played in the NFL for 12 years. Yep. And that was one of those circumstances at 3 technique where the guard and the tackle are both equal athletes to me, where most of the time I'm better than most of the guards. Mm-hmm. That it's just like the NFL. When I got there and they were equally athletic to me. So they were like, well, you should move to guard. And it was a great transition, because then I knew where I was going. That's a different story. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is, when you play against those kind of guys, they negate strength. So if I'm the defensive MVP my senior year on my team and we go play Oklahoma and they just double team me the whole fucking game, which is what they did, they beat the piss out of us. And it was just Adrian Peterson went for like 230 yards or some shit. So, it's a tricky question, because you want to be good at every position, but you have to recruit. If you want to play over-under defense and you want to play bad motherfucking defense, okay, with Warren Sapp and Coach Lewis out there, a first-rounder and a Hall of Famer, and another first-rounder, you've got to go recruit a bad motherfucker to play. So hopefully that green kid is that bad motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt. And last point I wanted to make on this, and I wanted to ask you, with Coach Lewis and Coach Sapp, being coaches of Colorado, being former NFL players, what advantages for them being coaches and former players do they have that other coaches wouldn't, being able to, and how would that impact the Colorado defensive line?
Well, look, most coaches have played. There's not a bunch of Todd Haley's out there. Yeah. You just have to take each grain from each coach differently and apply it the way that you play, because each player is different. So everybody's motivated by different shit. Everybody's doing this for different reasons. True. Some guys are doing it because they're getting an NIL check and they're good at it, and they just don't know why they're good at it. And some guys work their ass off to be good at it and really love it. And some guys are gonna be over recruited and suck. Kermani McLean, Marcus Houston, Greg Oaks. I mean, they're fucking littered. We had 36 guys in my recruiting class, and 11 of us left. So the battle of attrition here is, can you recruit the right guy mentally when everybody pretty much looks the same physically that you're recruiting? So that's going to be that's the key, and the coaches have to tap into that shit. I don't know how that's done, man. I'm not at the University of Colorado. They want that secret. They should hire me.
Real talk. Hey, real talk. That's funny. All right, let's move forward here. This is a good topic right here. So, we're seeing, as it gets closer to the fall season for Julian Lewis, you're seeing schools kind of hand out what they call their official offers. I mean, it's already known that he's offered. So I wanted to ask you, where do you see Julian Lewis ending up? I know you mentioned a few days earlier that he's going to be a Buff. I mean, we see him here posting USC, here posting Colorado. I'm sure he's posted others, maybe Indiana or wherever else he's gotten offers from. But where do you see Julian Lewis ending up?
Oh, I'm going to be the homer and say he ends up in Boulder just because he can walk in and start. He could probably walk in and start at USC too, and they're going to feed him look, this is what USC is going to feed him. We're USC, and we've got Heismans and fucking national titles and all this glory shit, right? Well, CU's got that. It's just old, and we've been bad for a long time. But there's opportunity in Boulder like never before because of Coach Prime and what they've brought.
True.
And Shador setting the table, probably being the first pick in the draft if he does what he's supposed to do. Look, man, Texas and Oklahoma are going to go to the SEC and flourish because they're already Southern route. They're it makes sense. Okay. SC and UCLA going to the Big Ten is, dog, I'm sorry, but SC and Oklahoma almost have the same problem. I think Oklahoma is going to do well in the SEC because they're Oklahoma, and they're always going to recruit well. But they have big game problems other than like Pete Carroll's SC. Yeah. SC shows up to big games and gets shit stomped, and now they're going to be playing Michigan because everyone wants to see these games. So they're not just going to get fed Indiana and teams like that. Yeah. They're not going to get Illinois every other week. And there's no more Arizona State or Arizona or Stanford or Cal on your roster. There's 5 or 6 wins a year in the Pac-12 that they're guaranteed. And then if they beat Oregon or they, beat CU when they're good years ago, or they beat Oregon State when they're good, Washington, then they win. But this is not the
new beast here.
I think that USC is really kidding themselves if they think they're just going to walk into the Big Ten and play bully ball with fucking Michigan and Ohio State and go to Happy Valley. Like, what's SC's schedule next year? Pull that shit up real quick if you can.
I'll pull it up. Yeah, give me one.
If they go, I'm almost positive they play Michigan. I'm almost positive they play Penn State, and I hope they play Ohio State. So you get all 3 of them at once, and then have fun going to Nebraska. That's going to be a great game for SC. Iowa, have fun going there. Kinnick is a real fun place to play. Look, I've always said this. I hated the move to the Pac-12 because people only give a shit if you're good. Well, in the Big Ten, they're selling out fucking everywhere but Northwestern, homie. And they give a shit. And Nebraska is a fucking madhouse, and they haven't been good for years. I mean, everywhere. Michigan State's crazy. Michigan, the Big House is the best venue in sports in college football. So, let me see their schedule. LSU, loss. They beat Utah. They beat Utah State. At Michigan, loss. Wisconsin at home, loss. At Minnesota, they probably can win that game. Versus Penn State, loss. At Maryland,
loss.
That's a long fucking trip, man. I'm going to say loss. They can beat Rutgers at home. At Washington, loss. Versus Nebraska, loss. At UCLA, they'll beat UCLA. Versus Notre Dame, loss. That's 4-9. He wants to go there. Fuck these guys, man. FC, have fun in the Big Ten. Peace.
Yeah, that's funny. So you're set on him being a flop.
I think that the future greatness for this kid potentially is to walk in and start immediately and just start slinging the fucking ball over the field, assuming that everything in Boulder stays the same.
Yeah, that's a very fair point.
You know what I'm saying? If everything in Boulder doesn't stay the same, then you better fucking hire I don't know who needs to hire God to be the next head coach if you want to back some of these people, man. I mean, the next head coach in Boulder needs to be I don't know who, but you better have some big time swag because that follow up's going to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, Bring that back to his Deion either after this season. Now you raise another hell of a question. And man, I mean, I think USC is Oklahoma West. I think that's very clear. I mean, they seem to have Lincoln's.
Yeah, well, look, I'm not going to go that far. Oklahoma at least controls their own conference. When's the last time SC won the Pac-12? Oklahoma and Texas ran the fucking Big 12, bro. I played against. It was like, oh, Oklahoma and Texas, Oklahoma, Texas, Oklahoma, Texas, every fucking year. It's not. It wasn't that way. Since everybody thinks that SC is still Pete Carroll's SC, it's not. Lincoln Riley has a soft ass team. They are going to get their asses kicked next year. I can't wait to see it. They're gonna have a fucking massive offensive and defensive line problem at SC dealing with the Big Ten next year. Period.
Yeah, and that's why I said it's Oklahoma West, because I mean it's really Lincoln Riley, Oklahoma West. I'm not talking before Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley has brought the same big game issues where they can't play defense to USC. It's very clear. I mean, and then allowing Caleb Williams to sit out, the backup threw 6 touchdowns, broke the school record. Like it's.
I know, but that was the bowl game, right?
Yeah, that was a bowl game.
I don't give a. That's an exaggerated scrimmage, dog. They're playing fucking. Guys are sitting out. Guys are hitting the transfer portal. I don't give a Tiffany fuck about a bowl game. Unless you're in the playoff, a bowl game is just another chance for guys who aren't going to play in the league to go get another game. That's it.
That's fair. I mean, they did lose to Tulane the year before, and Caleb did play. That bowl game was like, I remember that. I was like, wow.
We got shit stomped by Tulane.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, wow.
Tulane ran the fucking ball down the throat the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck USC. Next question. I don't like them. We've never beaten them, and I hate them.
All right, yeah. Let's move forward here. So social media. I mean, this has been a thing. Colorado having their social media handles on the back of their jerseys. This has been a thing. I mean, this is old news. But social media now has lost their minds on this. Matt, I just wanted you to break this down. Why does Colorado do this, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of doing this?
Okay, well, look, it's the same way that I talk to every kid that signs up here about the power of social media and using it to their advantage. Mm-hmm. It's hard. I can't even get my own kid to post consistently, so I feel you, parents. Yeah. This is just another avenue for them to prosper off their name, image, and likeness. What's wrong with this? If you have a problem with this, you're a fucking idiot. Period. I want this. Oh, you should tattoo it on your fucking forehead, Lebowski. The bum's lost, okay? The bum's lost, all right? The fucking players have the power to make money now. Tattoo it on your forehead. The bum's lost. Get a job, jerk, okay? I mean, give me a fucking break with this. People actually have a problem with this? This is actually a thing on social media?
Social media has lost their minds on it. Yes, right. Absolutely. And this is the second time. This has happened a year ago.
PSA. If you have a problem with this, you're a fucking moron. Come at me, bro. This is fucking ridiculous. Who gives a shit? Who gives a tippity fuck what they put on their practice jerseys? The Broncos or all the NFL teams have like AT&T badges and fucking like the Nuggets have a fucking Western dump disposal badge on their their championship uniforms. And fuck you. The kids can't put their name on the back of the jersey. Oh man, the bums will always lose. The bums will always lose. Do you hear me, Lebowski? Fucking idiots. Next question.
Before last thing I'll say, this is smart idea. This is smart idea.
Fuck these people.
All right. Move on from NCAA shit. All right, next question here. Colorado's tight end transfer from Ohio State, Sam Hart, who I believe is a Denver product, if I'm not mistaken. He kind of talked about being back in Colorado, transferred back to Colorado, and his time so far. Take a listen.
I feel great, man. I love being back home, being with my brothers. Love the coaches, the energy that we have at practice. See, guys like that, man, I love it here. I couldn't be happier. I'm excited for this season. Go Buffs.
Matt, your thoughts on that?
Really good player at Cherokee Trail. Went to Ohio State. Didn't work out there. Came home. I think it's going to work out here. He'll start and be their number one guy and probably catch a lot of critical balls over the middle. He's nice on NCAA.
Mm-hmm.
He's nice. He's nice. I utilize tight end.
So
I run the shit out of the ball. So Shador, look for the big white boy in the middle, like going like this. He's not very fast, goddammit, but he's a good player and never drops the ball. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he was a great player in Colorado, obviously. to go to Ohio State from Denver. I'm glad he's home, and I agree with him. I think that he's found a good place.
Yeah,
and they needed a big tight end. Mm-hmm. And so I really hope that they found it in this kid because he's Colorado bred, and that's awesome. I mean, that's the more fucking Colorado kids that we can get in Boulder, the better. I mean, look, this should be very encouraging for Big Zane, who's a tight end defensive lineman who I was just talking about, who got offered. They sent him his official. This is his post, obviously tagging the gym. It's his Dungeon family putting a lot of work in here. So another guy achieving his dreams through these doors. That's 517 in 15 years. That's 517 full scholarship players since I started the fucking business in 15 years. So all you fucking haters out there who don't like what we do, take that number and tattoo that shit on your fucking forehead. 517 in 15 years. I got a list. Here's the number of the list that it's in. I mean, come on, dog. So big ups to Zane, but that should encourage him even more to go to CU and follow in Sam's footsteps and get taught by another Colorado kid. Mm-hmm. Zane would look good in black and gold too. So,
no doubt. And that's what I wanted. Next point I wanted to bring up. Sam's a Colorado kid, and so with Deion kind of really transforming this Colorado bus program, do you think kids that are coming out of Colorado that are high level recruits that may have gone?
Hold on. I gotta fucking set some shit straight real quick.
Go ahead.
This. All right. Read it.
T says, You've been hating on Prime all summer. Now football season coming up. You want to switch sides for views. We don't want you stay on the side with JB. You can come back when Prime leave in 2034. Matt,
I can come back. I can come back, motherfucker.
It's hilarious.
You see that shit? I can come back. Get fucked, pussy. Come on, dog. You don't get to call me out like that. Ban this motherfucker. Ban him. I mean, come on, dude. I'm doing interviews with Coach Prime and talk to him. I got off the phone with Lode Holt today. Fuck this guy. Yeah. Oh, I'm a racist motherfucker now, too. Peace.
Peace, homie.
Of course. So, the uneducated have joined the show, obviously. Next question.
Let's go back to what you were talking about, man. So Sam's obviously a Colorado kid. I wanted to ask you, with Deion transforming this Colorado football program, do you think that high-level recruits coming from Colorado that may have gone to other schools now in the transfer portal will start coming back, as time goes forward?
I would like to think that, yeah. I mean, there were it's good to see Sam back. That's an awesome fit. Mm-hmm. But, like Braden Miller went to Michigan State. He hit the transfer portal, went to Cal. Aiden Akikayana from Mullen went to Notre Dame. He hit the portal, went to Cal. So, yeah, I'd like to think that more guys come. But look, I'm not – just because I'm from Colorado and love this place, dog, doesn't mean that I think everybody can or should play there. I think that's been part of the problem. Mm-hmm. They just think anybody can play there and shit. And it's not the way it's supposed to work. So, not in Boulder. This isn't fucking Fort Collins. We've had this talk. Okay, it's kind of like Nebraska. Not anybody can just play in Lincoln. Like, they have a fucking standard there. Yep. So, and to be fair, not everybody can play in Fort Collins. Not everybody is the Pierce brothers and Joel Dreesen and Cecil Sapp and fucking Kevin McDougal and Clint Oldenburg and these bad motherfuckers that I had to play against. That Bradley Van Pelt's, guys who would give you a fucking dogfight all night. That's not what they have in Fort Collins anymore. So. To be honest with you, it's the standard has to be fucking set, and that's all. That's all I'm looking for.
Yeah, no doubt. I hear you, man. And I really do think if Deion stays after this year, you're going to see that where you're going to see a lot of Colorado local products coming back. Not that I do think that in-state recruiting in general is starting to kind of phase out a little bit just because of the transfer portal. It seems to kind of you can get talent from anywhere, but I do think that the high level recruits that grew up wanting to play at Colorado and the ones that aren't there now will start to come back if Deion stays and continues to build what he has so far.
Yeah, just go there in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But all right, let's move forward here. Last topic here. This is an NFL topic here on 0 to 60 Buffs. Caleb Williams. Story came out about, I believe the free safety buyer talked about him Caleb Williams asked the other players in the locker room to clean up better, to pick up after themselves. Coming from a rookie quarterback, and then NFL veteran Amari Toomer called Caleb Russell Wilson 2.0. Take a listen.
Who wants to be a great leader one day?
He's Russell Wilson 2.0.
Uh-oh.
This is not going to go over well.
Uh-oh.
If you came in the locker room, I've been in this locker room for 8 years, like you said. And some rookie's going to come in who hasn't played one snap.
Right.
Talking, we're wearing the fingernail polish. Now he's going to come in here and tell me, who've been here, who've been through the struggle, that I need to clean up? No, how about rookie? How about you clean up after me?
Matt, your thoughts on this whole situation in general?
Not going to go well. Up there, he's going to get fucking yelled at and laughed at. Okay, so look, during the regular season, yes, it is encouraged by the guys in the locker room to clean up after yourselves. Mm-hmm. During training camp, it is encouraged for the rookies to shut the fuck up and clean up the locker room. Yep. It is encouraged for the rookies to pay for dinner. It is encouraged for the rookies to bring us cheeseburgers. Just like I had to do. I had to buy 200 motherfucking double cheeseburgers once. I was almost late for practice. I would have got fined like $1,200 a minute. I ran in the team room with the cheeseburgers. Okay, I got so much shit for it. I was like, I don't want to be fucking late. I'm bringing the cheeseburgers to the team room. So, rookies, this is a badge of honor. Caleb Williams, you're not fucking special. You are. You're special. You're good. But you went to quarterback purgatory. Chicago hasn't had a 4,000-yard pass forever. And you could be their savior. And you can do this in 3 years. Mm-hmm. You can, in 3 years, when you made a Pro Bowl and you're fucking Patrick Mahomes 2.0 and you just beat him in the Super Bowl and everyone has to shut the fuck up, you can do this kind of shit. But you just got there, and now Keenan Allen's in the locker room laughing at him, and you got Byard, who's a Pro Bowler, laughing at him, and they tried to surround him with veterans, and now he's telling the veterans to clean up. How about you shut the fuck up, rookie, and you clean up? And by the way, go to the corner store and buy some fucking drinks for everyone. And we need some cheeseburgers, man. I mean, come on, dude. I know you're the first pick in the draft, but usually the first pick is the worst. I was in Miami when they picked Jake Long, number 1. I played next to him, okay? Jake I was on the practice squad and shit, and then got elevated. Jake was the first pick. He was still buying me cheeseburgers and shit. Wow. I was 4 years in. So I'm saying, like, there's a hierarchy here. You got to earn it. So I would say that Caleb needs to, how about you shut the fuck up and clean up the locker room yourself, rookie? How about that? That's what I think they should say to him. But again, they'll probably just be like, well, I don't know. You think the Chicago Bears are going to paint the fingernails? Do you think how do you think Dick Butkus is going to feel when the Chicago Bears starter walks out with pink fingernails? Man, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I don't want to fucking offend anybody out here.
We got to call this for what it is.
That's cool. If you want to paint your shit and fucking dress up like Santa Claus, I don't give a fuck what you do. I'm just saying I can make fun of it. That's the American in me. The right to make fun of your fucking stupid ass. So if Caleb Williams, do you think when he walks out with pink, Dick Butkus is going to be sitting there like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Urlacher and Lance Briggs sitting there like, Richard Dent. How about Singletary?
How about other players he's playing against? I mean,
God bless Dick Butkus' soul. Mm-hmm. I'm almost glad that he doesn't have to see this shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Clean up. Everybody clean up after yourselves. The fucking support staff isn't cleaning up the locker room. No, we're not fucking heathens. We're not making everybody clean up underwear and fucking tape and shit. There's trash cans everywhere. In training camp, it's the rookie's job. You should be carrying pads too, bitch. Mm-hmm. Shut the fuck up.
This is like, I feel like and this is maybe me being on JB show all the time and him complaining about generation after generational problems. But I mean, know your place, know your role, respect who is.
I shaved a dick in one of the players' heads. We drafted a center with the Broncos from TCU in the 7th round, and he looked like Wee Man. I have no idea how the kid got drafted, but good for him. And Lonnie Paxton and I shaved a dick in this kid's forehead for picture day. And McDaniels like had a fucking oh my God, there's a dick in this guy's forehead. McJesse, Patrick, what'd you do? And he's sitting there twirling his whistle and shit. And I'm sitting there like, it's just a dick, Josh. You look at one of those every time you look in the mirror. So that's a fucking true story, by the way. Fucking true story. My boy Lonnie Braxton will attest to it. But like the next year, Lonnie cut Tebow's hair. And it was the most ridiculous fucking haircut I've ever seen. Even Tim Tebow can play the game. Fucking Caleb Williams can have a little fun. You can't clean up the locker room, bitch. Fuck this guy, bro.
I get a lot of prima donna attitude, man, from Caleb. I understand you're the number one pick, but you're still a rookie, and you got to earn your way and know your role.
I don't give a fuck if you're the number one pick. All right, look, when I was with the Jets, they picked a kid named Vernon Goldston, number 4. He got $55 million guaranteed. He played about a year and a half, maybe. Looked like everybody would say look like Tarzan, but he plays like Jane. He's a fucking pussy. He had a contract holdout. The first day of training camp, he was back. All right, first day. They just signed Alan Faneca, and I was running with the 2s right behind Faneca. And I was like trying to learn everything I could from a future Hall of Famer. And I remember we went out with the number 2 offense, went out against the number 1 offense, an inside run. And Faneca and the GM and the head coach all walked into the huddle, and like Damian Woody walks in, who's our right tackle, and they're like, look, we need to see if this Vernon Goldston kid can play. Will Montgomery's the left guard, I'm the right guard. And we ran counter left and counter right everywhere he went. We drop step and ran 9 yards head of steam at him. Will probably pancaked him 5 times. I threw him over a fucking fence. We had multiple fights. I'm not kidding. We drove him out of bounds and right at the old what was it called? Howard University is where Jets facility used to be. The fences are right next to the field, and there's fans right next to the fence. I fucking drove his ass over the fence. This is before social media and shit, bro. Again, I had a flip phone. So like that's what a lot of first rounders are fuck boys that just train good and look good in underwear and run fast. Being a first rounder doesn't make you a football player, doesn't make you an NFL player. And I was an NFL scrub. I got my pension, played both ways, but I don't consider myself a good NFL player. But at the same time, I worked my ass off and was undrafted and did get my pension and played in NFL games on both sides of the ball. So I can take that with me at least. I wasn't a first rounder. You give me first round money and opportunity, fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying? So if you're given that opportunity and you're gifted a first round grade, because there's so many guys that could be first rounders that just don't go in the first round. The majority of the NFL is not first fucking rounders everywhere. Max Crosby went in the 5th. They picked Colin Farrell 3rd that year overall. From Clemson. He was supposed to be the bad motherfucker. Just like right now in New England where Drake May can't throw a fucking spit wad, but the guy they took in the 6th round, Joe Milton, looks way bigger, way faster, way stronger, can throw the ball fucking 70 yards. I wonder who's going to play. This is the National Football League. It's not the National Draft Motherfuckers League. So Caleb Williams, again, they just took Trubisky 2nd overall 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it is. They take a quarterback there every year, bro. They've been trying this forever. They were gifted you. Go in there and earn the respect of your guys. Don't make them pick up trash. Veterans don't pick up trash in training camp, dog. That's your fucking job, rookie. Just understand where you are. That's all I'm saying. And like we saw this at USC where he's bigger than the team. He gets to get away with shit and do shit other people don't. In the NFL, you got to earn that fucking right. He won a Heisman, and he earned the right to be a prima donna if he came back, and he did, and he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't need to come back. He didn't want to go to Carolina. Well, guess what, dog? Now you're in Chicago. So have fucking fun. Have fun in Chicago, and they're not going to build you a dome stadium for another 3 or 4 years because politics are all fucked up. So you're going to have to play in that shithole of a stadium where the one swirls and shit, and it's 4 fucking degrees, and you ain't Brett Favre. So we'll see. He might be Aaron Rodgers, though. I don't know. They're both super fucking weird.
And we talked about this a few days ago about the Cardinals and how they drafted Rosen and then they drafted Kyler Murray. They have a kid behind him named Badgett. I don't know if you know much about him. He's a D2 who I know is a hell of a worker. All he does is he's like Travis Hunter. He's all football. He's all work hard, gritty. I saw the kid play a little bit last year. I think he's a hell of a player. And so I'm like, Caleb, I understand you're the number one.
Nobody playing there but Caleb Williams. I'm sorry, but the try-hard white boy from D2 is that you're talking about?
Well, I'm just but
he's a good fucking player, way better quarterback than me. I'm saying Caleb Williams is getting every start this year, and
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like Caleb, don't say you better be all you say you are, man. Shoot, people are always gunning for you.
Look, I really hope the kid actually plays well. It'd be pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't like to see first rounders fail.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's a huge target on your fucking back too. So let's be real. I mean, what are we talking about? Did it sound too personal for you? Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, he's with the last thing. He's with the Bears. Gotta hope, man. That's a tough place to have success as a quarterback. Matt. Yeah, true. Matt, we've had a hell of a show this Thursday. We got 350 people in here right now. Go ahead and give us your final thoughts here on this fine Thursday on 0 to 60 Buffs.
Enjoy your Thursday night. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. on a Quality Friday. We're not on JB's show tomorrow. He's taking the weekend off. I'll be back there on Monday. Make sure you become a member. Make sure you go and follow everything on social media for Bailey and myself. Like and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch, and we're rolling. So, Bailey, have a good night. Peace, everybody.
Peace, everybody. Have a good Thursday.